Hi, my name is Ken Lasseson. I run a microbiome analysis site. Um, I'm what could technically be called a citizen scientist, mainly because I don't earn my living from doing this one. Regular day job is working as a senior software developer. Um, I have a master's in stats. I've also done certifications for data science. I've written AI systems. So I've done a fair amount of things and actually exploiting a lot of that expertise which I've had professionally in building the site. So we hit the site, you want to do a log on, we could go in and we're going to go in and use our usual demo account, which information is sitting here, so you can do it yourself. If you haven't a upload but want to explore the site, that will give you the ability there. And the new feature is called Health Analysis. It was added today on October the 12th. And we click Health Analysis, and we see we have two chunks of information. One is species which have been associated with particular conditions. The conditions are here. If you go and click View, on the possible risk, you'll go over to Wikipedia and it will give you the name of it, the things, the clinical symptoms of it, treatment, etc. So it basically takes you off into a different resource to help you figure out what is going on. And this list will probably be expanded as I do more research. I just transcribed quickly all the Wikipedia stuff across, and we'll be adding more in. When you come in and take a look at it, you need to do a little bit of research. Here is we have a particular taxonomy which indicates abscesses in the gastrointestinal tract and other places. So are you or are you not at a risk? Well, the first thing you may want to do is take a look at how many you have and see, we're going to look at two things. What percentage of people have this bacteria, and do you have abnormally high? So we'll go over and we'll click on this one, open up in a new tab. And here we have this particular species. Here you notice all the different names the species have had through the years and which are in different articles reported differently, which always makes it fun trying to figure out what does this article refers to. We have a link to a bunch of other resources. We have from our own site, we have what associations we have found. We find that it seems to be connected to mast cells and it seems to be connected with somebody in the 60 to 70 age range, which happens to be my age range. Okay, and from published science, we see that these are conditions where high levels of just one or low levels of those are associated with certain medical conditions. You can click View to get the citations. Down at the bottom of the page is where we really want to go. We're doing a gut sample. Our magic number was 3655. We see that half, that's about what the middle of the typical values are. But we also see that 484 out of 944 means that roughly half of the people have this particular bacteria. And for the people who have it, you are sitting in the middle of the pack, which means chances are you're not at a particular risk of having it. It could happen, but you are not, don't have a strong indicator for that. The second part is up at the top, which is condition help and symptom help. Here again, we have two sources of information. Condition help means published PubMed articles is what we are using for issues where we have bacteria being high, and that is your percentile ranking compared to other people who have uploaded a sample. Doesn't mean it's bad or good. We'll see how we can interpret the number in a moment. Symptoms help is where we find on this side particular bacteria is associated with certain symptoms with a very high statistical probability. So those are the two numbers, 26 and 31. And if you go and click here, and open the chart, we will see we have a page showing condition, etc. We were in the 30s for both of them, so we're sitting here. And what you notice is that just sort of in the middle whole hum distance from here over, where there's not that much difference. One way to look at the condition and the symptom health is as follows. If you go into a doctor and you're my age, 60, the doctor may ask how many medications you have. The number of medications you're taking, suppose it's like this one, from 0 to 50, the more medications you're taking, the more prescriptions you're taking, the doctor will conclude the more likely you are of being an unhealthy individual. Here we're doing the same logic. The more of the bacteria which you have abnormally high with, the more likely you are to be unhealthy. If you have practically none of them, which a few people do, then you are very unlikely to have any medical conditions. So it's the same type of logic. So we have the conditions here. We were about 30. So it's not that particularly abnormal. If you're getting old, you probably expect to have some of these things to go up. We can change here over to symptom health. Again, we have a value somewhere around 30. And again, it's not that bad. However, the symptom health is a steeper curve. So you are probably likely to have some symptoms. You're just moving up closer to that area. You really probably want to be down here for symptom health. Okay, so let's go back and what we're going to do is we're going to change a different sample or just see what else happens. We do health analysis here, and here's another sample, symptom health 84th percentile, condition health. Hey, this person would appear not to have any significant health issues. We have one particular thing, binary tract infection, urinary tract infections. The value is 206. And let's do the same thing which we did before. Go over and take a look at what the numbers are. Again, we have all the jurors' names at the top, hop to the bottom, and we were around 200, and that puts us right in the middle. And we find that only 10% of the people have this one. So we are typical for the 10% to have it, which, again, the interpretation here is very subjective, would imply that you probably have higher risk of one of these conditions than most people. Whether or not have or not is a medical determination, but that simply indicates you have a possible risk. The number is the middle of the pack, but only 10% of the people have this, so it means the chances are higher that you are like it. Everything is probability, everything is chance. That's it. Okay. I have consumed 10 minutes of your time, or 8 minutes, so let's call it quits. Go off and explore.